Thank you for coming by, Tora Magoo 44. Today is the 9th of April, 2016. And first of all, I want to say Mr. Anonymous says hello to anybody who hasn't met him. This is Mr. Anonymous. He's from Norway, as you can see. It's Norwegian flag. Hello. Anyway, he's always traveling around and doing various different research and things, discovery for me. And so thank you very much. And I just wanted everybody to see him who's been writing me and missing him. There he is. Um, anyway, to get back to the subject at hand, first of all, a couple things. One, I broke my ankle falling off my back porch January 1st, 2016. Been in a cast for 2 months. Then I was in a walking boot. And now I'm walking. It's taking a bit. And that's why I haven't made that many videos, because I'm spending a lot of time healing, doing physical therapy, stuff like that. But slowly, like Ida Cameron, the late Ida Cameron. Hello, Ida. I miss her a great deal, but she was a wonderful woman who fought the Church of Scientology for 30 years because her son went in and would not talk to her, disconnected from her. And this is actually a video, again, about disconnection, but it's a really wonderful video about a huge success. I mean, people have been speaking out against disconnection in Scientology for years. I mean, years. I've carried a sign, "Stop Hurting Families," for 15, almost 16 years now. Because to me, it's the worst thing. I mean, there's a lot of abuses that the Church of Scientology does, don't get me wrong. Many of them I've experienced, and I've made many videos about them. But I think the one that's the most real to everyone is their disconnection, because it literally takes children and cuts them off from their parents, or parents and cuts them off from their kids, or like my husband cuts him off from me. He won't talk to me ever in 15 years. That's it. You speak out, you're done. That's it. And it's just awful. It really is. It's the idea that they are trying to pretend they're a religion, a real religion, like people think of religion. Hubbard was against gods, churches, angels, Jesus, everything. He said all of that's just an implant, meaning it's just something that's in your mind, and he was very much against it. But they do these huge civil rights abuses that are just awful, like stopping free speech, breaking up families, fair game, where Hubbard said you can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly, right? Medical abuse, which I experienced and I've made many videos about, roping in young kids to billion-year contracts, roping in anyone to a billion-year contract, making them work, round the clock, paying them $35 a week. It just goes on and on and on. But the point is, disconnection, I think, is one of their worst abuses, and it's the most real to most of the public. They can understand it, that that's not right. So Phil and Willie Jones happened to lose their children, a son and a daughter, to the Church of Scientology. And they tried to handle it, and they tried to talk to them, and they tried to get in touch with their kids, like every other parent out here, or every other loved one who's disconnected from their loved ones. And there's the big wall. No, you can't talk to them. You are declared suppressive. Wait, hang on. Just in case any of you missed it, here's what an SP declare looks like. There it is. That's mine. I have it in writing. If you want to see the whole thing, you can go to xcnu.net. And it's got all my big overts or bad deeds, which they just made up, because Hubbard said if you can't find anything on someone, just make it up. Now, to make something perfectly clear, it says her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. That's it. And they won't even talk to me. I've tried to talk to them for 15 years and no go. So it's really, really awful. And if you don't disconnect from any of these people, you're declared suppressive and you lose all your friends and family too. So it's sort of like this multi-level horror show, really. But it's got a great face on it, and people think Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, blah, blah, blah. They're in it. It must be good. Wrong. And you can look on the internet and listen to all the videos, watch Going Clear, and see what happened to those families, how they got in, how they woke up, how they escaped out, right? It's bad news, really bad news. But anyway, Phil and Willie decided they were going to do something about it. And they put up, first of all, they did a GoFundMe site and got money from a lot of friends all around, people they didn't even know chipped in. And we basically paid for this billboard sign to be put up in Echo Park. Originally, it was going to be in Hollywood. They paid for it. They had a contract. Scientology attorneys got with them and whoosh, they canceled it. They got another one, all paid for, contract. Whoosh, Scientology got with them, canceled it. So now they got another one, and these guys at least have the guts to keep it up. And thank you for that to the company. And so thank you to Willie and Phil, and to everyone who helped chip in. The neat thing is that the day that they had the unveiling, I think was Thursday, I believe. But anyway, what happened is, excuse me, a bunch of people went, tons of media went. Channel 5, I went in late afternoon. I couldn't go at the time because I couldn't for various different reasons having to do with my ankle. But my friend, missionary kid, took me later in the afternoon, and I kept saying, is it on the right side? Is it on the left side? Because I didn't know, right? And he said, believe me, we're just going to keep driving, and all of a sudden, you're going to drive right into it. And that's exactly what happened. I wish I knew how to put photographs on this so you could see it, but you can type it in. It basically says, call me. That's it. It's got disconnection at Scientology Disconnection at the top, and ScientologyDisconnection.org or .com. That's right, because they bought .org and .net. Way to go, Scientology. I always say to people, they will always prove what we say is true. You just always do. You know, it's one of the most amazing things. That's better. I got my light on. Scientology will always prove what we say, why we're picketing, other things. And just the very fact that they would sneak in the day that this unveiling happens and buy the .org and .net so that people will go to those and they'll just try to screw around with them. It's just awful. It's just awful. It shows who they are. That's who they really are. Okay, they're covert, they're sneaky, they're ratty. And I know people know Scientologists that they really like, and they go, well, they can't all be bad. And they're not. Most people that's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show. You cannot see the walls when you're in. It's the weirdest thing. So I always say to people, and if you're in listening to me, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe anybody, but you do. You really should go on the internet and read this side, read that side, read this, compare notes, and you make up your own mind. Okay, I know it's a novel thing because Scientology sells freedom and they sell independence and they sell responsibility, but the truth is, the higher up you get, the more they cut that off, and the more you have to do what they say and not what you think, not what you want to do, not what you should do. It's what they say you should do. And that's not why you got in Scientology. I know it because I know enough people I know thousands of people that got into Scientology, and thankfully, tons of them are out. That's the other big surprise. When you're in, you don't know that all the people left. They don't tell you. They're missing. You don't really see them, but it's sort of like implied. Well, they moved to Clearwater, or they're helping their family, or they might have died, or a couple of them got declared suppressive. But the truth is, hundreds and hundreds of people have left, if not thousands, and many are declared suppressive very proudly. And so if you're in, come on out. We're having a very good time. As far as the billboard, it's going to stay up. And I say we start a program around the United States to start out with different parents, right? Saying, call me regarding their children, or different loved ones, whoever it is, saying, call me. Because each one of us who has experienced disconnection would love to talk to either our friends or our loved ones, our ex-husband, our children, our parents, whatever we would. So we could do it in different cities, around the United States. And the more we do it, the more media we're going to get. They ended up on the Today Show and Good Morning America. That's fantastic, really. And I can't say it enough to Phil and Willie. Congratulations. Really great job. And to everyone who helped on it, because a lot of people did. Excellent. So there you go. That's all. I just wanted to mention it. I'm sorry I don't have the photograph, but if you can go on Facebook or even in Google, I'm sure you could type in Scientology, call me BillBoard, and it'll come up. You know, it's around the net, all over the net. So anyway, I love you guys. If I can find a link that I think is really good, I'll put it in the comments so you can check it out. All right? And I love you. There you go. Have a wonderful, safe, and happy weekend. Bye-bye.